Welcome back to my channel, everyone. I am the one and only infamous Kentucky Yankee, without a doubt, commonly referred to as the Benny. Thrilled and excited to be back after a 2-month hiatus. This being the reason for my absence, I have been working on the garage. I insulated, put metal up, lights. Everything has been done to make this place more YouTube friendly while I'm filming. We are and have been working on Datsun pickup trucks, 1968 520s. Here's one. And over here in the other quadrant of the yard is another Datsun pickup truck. I sprayed some of the parts with vinegar, trying to get the rust off of them. Put them in the dishwasher after that with baking soda to neutralize the vinegar, and this is how they came out. This is what they look like. I'm not happy with these results, but I think it's just surface rust. Here are some of the parts all cleaned up, nice and pretty. Look how shiny. And they did not get that way from using the dishwasher. No, not at all. That was a failed experiment. A dishwasher will not clean engine parts. I repeat, a dishwasher will not clean engine parts. Folks out there saying that a dishwasher will clean engine parts are the same people saying that ultrasonic cleaners clean carburetors. It's simply not true. Made up, fictitious internet dribble. These parts were cleaned with elbow grease, oven cleaner, Dawn soap, scrubbing, etc. I believe now is a good time to get some valves all up in a cylinder head, but before we do that, I need to address an issue we are having with the valve stem seals. These were the closest replacement valve guide seals that I could find, and they are not the correct ones. The original ones look like this. I put the seal in a socket just to make it easier to work with. And of course, I'm still gonna fine tune it, touch it up a little bit. Pretty much that's the end product. And don't forget to wash it off in soap and water to get all the grit off of it. And that was my solution to this problem. We've got an exhaust valve in. Let's install an intake valve. Assembly lube, shim. Assembly lube, intake valve, seal, little spring, big spring, top, spring compressor, keepers, hammer tap, and done. One more. First, we'll clean the surface. Assembly lube, shim. Assembly lube, valve. Assembly lube, slather, slather, slather. Valve installation. Rag under valve to hold it up. Seal. Assembly lube. Small spring. Large spring. Top. Spring compressor. Keepers. hammer tap. And done. I believe you've seen enough. I'll get the rest of these done off film. All done and doesn't look too bad for a DIY job. Came out pretty good. Before we carry on with this engine rebuild, I would like to give you a little overview, a little insight on the things and challenges I have run into while rebuilding this old engine. Things like rust, premature wear, manufacturer defect, possible cracks. All of the above need to be considered when rebuilding an antique and or vintage engine. 3 or 4 of these lifters are pitted pretty bad from rust. As you can see, they seem to be impossible to find, so I'm going to have them reground. Fortunately, the camshaft actually looks to be in pretty good shape, so I got lucky there. The crankshaft is also pitted from rust where the rope seal goes. I would fill it in, but it has like this line, this swirl that goes around it, I guess for oil or something, so I'm just going to leave it like it is and run it. We'll just take a chance on that. Down in this part of the engine where the lifters go and the push rods go up through there, I saw some cracks, maybe a crack or two, I can't remember, but while I was cleaning it, you can't see them now. Talked to a machine shop and he said they were most likely just surface cracks and it should be okay, but it sure did make me nervous. Let's compare these 2 cylinders right here in this spot to the other side. Whether or not the camera shows it, these are like all sharp right here on this edge, sharp. I mean, it could cut you almost. And the other side is not like that. It's just a manufacturer defect, I believe, in the casting. If you've watched my previous videos, you know about the oil pickup tube that was broke off. I had it welded up because it wasn't possible to find. This is the rocker arm shaft. You can see it's very damaged right here, and each one of these journals down through there where the rocker arms glide are wore real bad. The rest of the engine doesn't have that much wear on it. So I'm thinking this is a manufacturer's defect. I cannot find another one of these, so I'm gonna have to figure out what to do about that. Here's one of the rockers, and it's the worst one, but see how wore it is? Here on the bottom, the bushing is wore nearly out. Just a heads up, if you're on a budget and you're rebuilding one of these old engines, you can't just tear the thing down and order parts. You need to really take time and clean all the parts, inspect them thoroughly, then get your estimate, see if you can find the parts you need, decide whether you're going forward or not. I am in too deep, we're gonna go all the way. How about we throw some freeze plugs in this mofo and maybe a crankshaft? We'll put a little sealer on here around the edges, a little sealer around the plug, expansion plug driver, and I would call that a clean install. Crooked because this is in the way, this one's going to be difficult. I guarantee no one has ever seen a freeze plug installed like that. This one goes on the back of the head here. Biggest concern when putting these in, make sure they're just straight going in. They have to be perfectly straight. Let's throw a crankshaft in it. Something I hate and not looking forward to is this rope seal. It will be installed right here, and the other half will go in the main cap, and I don't like these at all. This socket is the perfect size to crunch her down in there. Before installing the bearings, make sure this is very clean. I also clean the back side of the bearings and front side with brake clean to make sure there is no oil on them. Let's just assume that I have properly measured everything for this crankshaft with telescoping gauges and micrometers and plastic gauge and all that stuff. Whether I did or not will be my own little secret. Coming back out, I forgot a crucial part. Did any of you notice that? I guess we better put some thrust bearings in there. Now we'll go back with the crankshaft. That would not have been good. Main cap's all ready to be installed. These are a tight fit. I'm gonna try smack it down with a rubber hammer. I put assembly lube on these bolts to make the threads slippery so that when you torque it, it gets to the right torque spec. 80 foot-pounds. I'm just gonna first go 40, then 80. Let's see what she feels like turning. Yeah. Nice. Snug, but smooth. Nice and smooth. That rope seal is gonna have some resistance. That's why I put just a little bit of lube on it. That feels good. I'm happy. We've got some new rings. Let's check the end gap. I cannot tell a lie. The ring end gap is 24 thousandths. It's supposed to be 13 thousandths. So we're over spec, but I'm okay with that and was expecting it. I didn't want to bore this engine out. I'm happy with that, it'll be fine. Stagger your rings to make sure oil don't go by them. Doesn't get by them, that is. If you don't know how to stagger them, look in the book, your manual, it'll show you how you're supposed to do it. Oil the rings up and the cylinder. Let's snap our bearings in here. Uh-oh, doggone it. They don't fit. That is, there we go, we're done. Dang. Unfortunately, I'm out of parts, I'm out of time, I'm out of patience, but don't worry, more to come. We'll see you soon. By the way, it's great to be back on YouTube. If you're ever wondering where I'm at, check me out on TikTok. I usually keep updated posts on there about what's going on around here in the shop. I am the one and only infamous Kentucky Yankee. We'll see you next time.